everyone, it's Natalie, and tonight I'm going to be coloring this elephant from popular request. Last night a lot of you guys said that an elephant would be really cool to see drawn, so I decided to do it. Part of the reason I'm doing it is because I just recently bought some brand new gray colored pencils, which would make this process a lot easier. So that was part of the decision on choosing the elephant. As always, I use Prismacolor colored pencils to color my drawings. You can get these pencils at craft stores such as Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and you can even find them on Amazon. Just know if you go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, always look online for the 40% off coupon any item in the store. That'll save you a lot of money whenever you're buying these pencils. So let's begin. Let me just get out some of my colors. The primary colors I'll be using for this are white, black, and 30% cool gray and 50% cool gray. So it's basically the whole spectrum here, and then through blending I can create more colors. So I'm going to start with the eye of the elephant. The picture, this is the first time I've drawn an elephant, so I am using a reference picture if you guys want to see it. I believe this is the photo of on the elephant Wikipedia page. I think that's what the image URL said, so you can go check that out. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them. I'll try my best to answer as many as possible, but please understand that I can't read them all at once, and as I see only about 4 or 5 on the screen at a time, and they fly off whenever new comments are added. So if you're unable to get your question answered and you really need an answer, please message me on Instagram direct and I'll get back with you. Oh, and by the way, the link to my Instagram is in the video's description. I also linked some coloring pages for you guys to download, so please go check those out. Kia, how far in advance do I do the sketch? I usually do it like within under an hour left until I live stream. That way like I have some time to do whatever before I actually do the live stream. But yeah, it's usually like within 2 hours before the video. I don't really have like a book of sketches that I go off of, but I think it'd be cool for me to prepare some things in advance just so like it's easier to access, but I'm honestly fine with preparing it beforehand. And the sketches I do are very rough, not too much detail, and the reason why I sketch it ahead of time is just mostly to save time, because sometimes it can take a long time to get a certain feature right, so I have to keep erasing and drawing new lines, and that takes out time from the coloring. Missy, yes, it's a new 50% cool gray that I'm using. I got it yesterday. Someone asks, how many drawings do you do in a week? Seems like you draw 24/7. Well, if I could draw 24/7, that'd be really crazy considering there wouldn't be much time. I mean, there would be no time for sleep or meals, but I try to draw live videos on 5 days a week, so on weeknights for an hour, so that's like 5 hours a week, just these live drawings. But other than that, I do drawing and painting outside of these videos. You can see some of my work on my Instagram if you're curious. The link to that is in the video's description, so go check that out. You know, I keep thinking that I lose my mechanical pencils off my desk, but then I realize that they all just end up in my art supplies container that I bring downstairs with me every night to make these videos. So I lost my pink eraser, so I have to use the mechanical pencil erasers. Now, one thing I always do is I erase some of the graphite lines before I add the colored pencil. This way it doesn't blend in and create an unwanted color effect, and it's just the pure color that I want. Jenny asks, how old were you when you first started drawing like this? I started drawing seriously whenever I was in middle school, but like I'll admit I wasn't very good at it. I started drawing realistic things at the beginning of high school. I didn't really draw animals like this back then, but I did draw a lot, mostly people. I did shade them and everything, but like this level of ability I don't think I really obtained until like halfway through high school, maybe. Yeah, honestly, I don't remember, because it's really hard to compare your work and like say like and look at something and say, oh, this is the exact ability that I'm thinking of. Kelly, it can take between an hour to 2 hours to complete a picture like this. The gorilla that I did last night, well, I finished it last night, that took a total of 2 hours because I did it over the span of 2 nights, which is 1 hour each night. However, different pieces I do, like with paint, those can take hours upon hours to finish. But again, like the time to finish a piece, it depends on the complexity of it. Some animals and people are easier to draw than others. So if you look back on a lot of my videos, you'll see that some drawings take less time than some others. So it really just depends. Katie, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils. Rachel asks, have you ever drawn a portrait? I draw portraits all the time. If you look at the videos tab on Quirky Mama's page, you'll be able to scroll down and find some older videos that I've completed for you guys. A lot of them are of portraits. Drawing portraits is actually one of my most favorite things to draw. So if you check out my Instagram, you'll see a lot of other examples of portraits. The link to that is in the video's description. Lisa, the eraser I was using in this video was just a standard eraser on a mechanical pencil. I lost my nicer one, but it will probably show up. I'm really protective with my art supplies and pencils, school supplies and things like that. If I think that something's lost, it really probably just means that it's like in a drawer upstairs or something. I don't think I've like officially lost anything like that before. Whenever I say lost, it mostly means misplaced. Rachel, my Instagram is linked in the video's description. You can check that out. Caitlin, the gray does look somewhat blue on camera just because there's a discrepancy between like the actual color and the color that's been picked up by the camera. This is cool gray, so it does allow for it to look somewhat bluish under certain lightings, but in front of me it doesn't look as blue, but I definitely see where you can like see some kind of blue in it because it is a cool gray after all. Daniela, the only art classes that I've taken are the free art classes offered at my school, but like now that I'm in high school and like all the art classes I've taken my past 3 years of high school, they're not very based in instruction. They're mostly just like blocks where I have time to make art and use resources, get help if I need it, and it's more just like making art. It's not instruction based. Sarah, I'm currently referencing a picture of elephants. It's from Wikipedia if you want to look it up. But this is the first time I've drawn an elephant, so I have to look at a reference picture. Lisa, I do sell my drawings, and if you're interested in purchasing any of them, please contact me on Instagram through direct message. The link to my Instagram is in the video's description. Or if you don't have Instagram, or if you're unable to use Instagram direct message, please send a private message to the Quirky Mama Facebook page and they will forward it to me. Just make sure you leave your email along with the message. Katie, Prismacolor pencils are typically very creamy, I guess, like as many would describe compared to other pencils, but I feel like the paper does have somewhat of a difference on that. This paper is very smooth. It's also, like, the color of the paper makes the color pop more, so I guess you're able to see it better than if it were on white paper. So it may have to do with the paper, but I think mostly it's just the color pencils themselves. But, oh, by the way, this is Strathmore Tone Gray paper. This is what it looks like if you guys are interested in purchasing it. It comes in a spiral sketchbook, and at Hobby Lobby it's $11.99 at regular price, but usually they always have it at 40% off. But if they don't have it 40% off already, you can just use a coupon and get that price. Oh, Brittany, the tape label on these color pencils, it's the price tag from Hobby Lobby because I purchased these pencils individually rather than in a set because I use them so much. But Hobby Lobby, they put a little price tag with tape on all of their pencils. I don't really take them off because it leaves behind the sticky residue, which isn't pleasant to feel. To all of you in the comments, do you know if Prismacolor makes a greater percentage for the cool grays? Currently I have 30% cool gray and 50% cool gray. I'm just curious if they make a 70% cool gray. I feel like that'd be really nice to have, so I'm just curious. And if you guys do know that it exists, where have you seen it? Because I'm interested in getting one. Missy, I rarely do backgrounds, so I can say probably not. Lisa, I've never purchased Prisma online. The only Prismacolors I have were either given to me as a gift. Like my 48 set that I have, it was a Christmas present from a friend who didn't use the set anymore, so they gave it to me, which is very kind and generous. Otherwise, I would buy the pencils individually at Hobby Lobby. One of the most defining features of elephants is the fact that their skin has tons of different folds in it and wrinkles. So detailing that is very time consuming, but I'm going to try my best at it. Daniela, Hobby Lobby is both a website and a store. I believe that you can order online from them, but I haven't really done that before, and I don't really know of anyone that does it, but I'm sure that you can order from the website. But the store is, I think that they only have stores in the United States, but it's a great craft supply store. They sell everything that you can imagine, like paints, canvas, pencils, anything. And it's all really inexpensive too, unless you're buying things that are like name brand, like Prismacolor and things like that. Those will always retain their typical price, but Hobby Lobby has their own little brands of canvas and paintbrushes and things like that, and it's really cheap. So it's one of my favorite places to go whenever I want to purchase some art supplies. I could spend hundreds of dollars, no, make that thousands. I could spend thousands of dollars there if you let me, because there's just so many cool things that they have. They also have like home furnishings, which I love because I think that Hobby Lobby, they have some good aesthetics with their home furnishings. I can tell that whenever I'm an adult, my house is going to have tons of like Hobby Lobby furniture and home decorations. For all of you that shop at Hobby Lobby, what's your favorite thing that you've purchased there? Amber, I'm currently looking at a reference picture of an elephant. This elephant image, I believe, is on Wikipedia, so if you're really curious and you want to look at the original picture, you can go check that out. Sharon, I think that my shading ability with Prismacolors is out of experience. No one really taught me how to do this. I just kind of like got purchased a few. Well, like coloring in general is something that I learned mostly from markers, because whenever I was younger and really learning how to color, I used markers. But the same principles of like where to put different colors applies with no matter the medium. So like my Prismacolor work, it transitioned from a mixture of ink and pencil, because I would use ink and then on top of the ink I would shade with pencil. For example, like say I have like this like basic colored orange circle or something, I would shade with black and brown on top of it. But over time, whenever I got more Prismacolors, I just kind of transitioned to that, and through trial and error, I learned how to color. Daniela, yes, Hobby Lobby is somewhat like Joann's, but I think that Joann's, they sell mostly like sewing and knitting and fabric and things like that. That's just my experience from going into Joann's one time, but Hobby Lobby, they have a lot of different things there. I think Hobby Lobby has their Christmas stuff somewhere in their store right now, but I know that Hobby Lobby is like one of the first places to sell seasonal items. I do know that they have Halloween already. Like they're very early on all of their seasons. I know that like if you go like 4 months before the holiday, you'll find like big sales for the decor on that corresponding holiday, which is kind of crazy, but they do have it for all of you that really love like Christmas crafts and decorations, things like that. And another tip for any of you guys going to Hobby Lobby to purchase art supplies, always check the back end caps of their aisles, like especially where they keep the paintbrushes and canvas and pads of paper and things like that, because they always have these little end caps where everything there is 40% off or marked down even cheaper for clearance. And you can find a lot of really cool things that way. I found a bunch of nice paintbrushes there, and I also found this really cool little paint dish, not paint dish, but a water dish for painting, and it pops up and pops down. It's kind of cool because it's good for transporting it, which is something I do a lot, like whenever I go to school and I need to bring my art supplies with me. But it was like $1 or something, so you never know what you can find there. Always check them out. Another place is like the back corner of the store. They usually have a clearance aisle where they just put a bunch of random stuff there. A lot of it is scrapbooking or like dollhouse materials, but it is there and it is cheap, so you should check it out. Lane, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils and toned gray paper by Strathmore. Both of these items can be purchased at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, but you can also find them on Amazon. Amber, I don't use a blender pencil. I've never purchased one before, but I'm interested in trying it. Whenever I went to Hobby Lobby the other day, I couldn't find the blender pencil where they usually have it. I think they were sold out, but I'll try it one time. Something I sometimes use for blending, but not too often, is a gum eraser. My friend at school told me that you could blend Prismacolor with these, and I tried it, and oddly enough it works. So like, that's a use for these. Like honestly, I've never used these erasers before I found out about the colored pencil trick, because like whenever I try to use them on graphite, they always smear it in undesirable ways, so I just kind of refrain from using them. But they do work for colored pencil, and it's really interesting. It's just like, say you have an area where you lightly etched colored pencil onto it and you can still see the paper below it. If you were to use this, you can smear it into a smooth color, and it's kind of interesting that it works that way. But it's a good substitute for a blender. But most of the time I just blend with the Prismacolors themselves. Destiny, I can assure you this is a live video. I've been responding to comments as you guys put them out. Like, if it's a question, I'll try to respond to the best of my ability, but I can't always do that. Destiny, I've been drawing since middle school. But I'm pretty sure I've been a doodler all my life, like, you know, just sketching and coloring random things. Sorry, I was trying to swipe through the comments and I accidentally pushed my phone forward. So sorry about that. Joanna, yes, I am looking at a picture of an elephant because this is the first time that I've ever drawn an elephant, so I have to look at a reference picture. A lot of the animals that I draw here on Facebook Live for you guys, it's the first time that I've ever drawn this animal, which is a lot of fun and it's a great drawing exercise. So if you guys are looking for good practice, just find different animals and draw them, because like animals are so diverse and just about every feature, including like ears, noses, head shape, all those things. So by learning to draw them, not only draw the lines but color them, you're getting a lot of practice in, and it's really cool to do that because it just makes you more adaptable to different things to draw. Maria, I'm using 2 shades of gray plus black and white. Oh my goodness, look how short this pencil is already. I purchased this yesterday and I used it a lot on my gorilla picture last night and on the elephant today, so that used up a significant amount of it. I didn't expect that to happen. I think that's the first time that I've used that much of a pencil in such a short period of time. But I guess that's what you get whenever you color 2 drawings that are intensive with a specific shade of gray. Missy, it's 30 and 50 gray. Linda, that's actually really interesting that you bring up, I guess, like pencil holding. Whenever I was in 2nd grade, my teacher tried to like correct how I hold the pencil, I always hold my pencil like this naturally. It just works for me. But she insisted that I hold it like this, and like our writing workbooks even had like diagrams and everything of how you should hold the pencil. So what she did was she drew little dots on my pencil and then put little dots on my fingers and told me to like line it up there. And like I thought it was really weird, and like obviously you can tell like I ignored that. But I think I'm doing just fine without it. And my handwriting over the years has gotten really good actually, and like I do journaling a lot and I write in my planner, and all my school notes, they look like really good. So like holding my pencil this way over the years, like it's worked out pretty well for me. So I think that the whole like pencil holding thing is kind of weird, like how teachers try and get students to hold it a certain way. I never understood it, but like it happened to me before. I couldn't imagine holding my pencil a different way. It's just natural to me to use my pencil this way. It's just weird that a teacher would try to impose that on someone. Aaron, it takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to finish a drawing like this. Most of the time, like it takes like 30 minutes extra after the video that I make, so I don't make a second part on videos that don't have much time to finish afterwards. But if it's something that takes a really long time, I'll make 2 videos for it, and they're an hour each. Like the gorilla that I finished last night, there was a part 1 the previous night for it, so it took a total of 2 hours to finish. This one, I don't really know how long total it'll take to finish, but it's, let's see, I have about 10 minutes left for this video, but I'd say like, maybe like 20. Oh, Trina, that's tragic. You, like, being ambidextrous, that's an amazing thing. I can't believe that a teacher... Oh, it looks like the video cut out for a moment there. Really sorry about that. My Wi-Fi connection isn't the best, but like hopefully it doesn't happen again. Yeah, I'll let you guys know if the freezing and buffering is due to my own connection, because my screen will it will fade over black and it will say your connection is weak. So that way I know that it's not working. And I'll let you guys know so you don't think that your phone is having problems. But otherwise, if it's not working, it may be on your end. So like I said, it's probably mine, and I will tell you if it happens. Kia, my battery is not low. It's actually plugged in right now. I think it might just be due to my poor internet connection. I mean, it's not the strongest internet. It's charter internet, and it's not the nice kind either, so it's okay. Better than no internet. It's just that streaming a video does take up a lot of bandwidth, so that combined with other activities going on, because like some people in my house may have their computers turned on and it may be doing updates while it's in sleep mode or something like that, so that I have no control over. Jessica, I don't have my own page, but you can watch other videos here on the Quirky Mama page. If you click on the videos tab and scroll down to Coloring with Natalie, you'll be able to watch a bunch of previous videos that I've made. Oh, and Jessica, if you want a page to actually follow me on, you can follow me on Instagram. The link to that is in the video's description. And if you guys haven't looked at it yet, I've linked some coloring pages in the video's description that you can download and print for free. I believe it's still the Peacock link from a couple nights ago, but if you guys like coloring, please go click on those coloring pages and print them and color them yourself. The one I have linked is based off of the Peacock live stream that I did a couple weeks ago. So in the blog post where the coloring pages are, I've also linked my Peacock live video so you guys can watch the video again and follow along while you color if you'd like. Or you can just color on your own, because there are so many different colors that you can put on a peacock and make it look really cool. Lisa, I currently live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of North Texas. Aaron, I'm currently looking at a reference picture of an elephant. This picture of an elephant can be found on Wikipedia if you're curious to see the original. But this is the first time I've drawn an elephant, so it's kind of essential for me to look at a picture. I think it'd be a really neat drawing exercise though to attempt and draw animals from your memory, like zoo animals and things like that, like common animals where you've seen them enough to know like the general shapes and everything, but like try to draw them super realistically without actually looking at a picture of them. I think it'd be interesting to see. Oh, someone wants to see the finished gorilla. I think that would be a good place to end the video, but here's the gorilla from last night. I didn't do anything else on it since I ended the video last night because I was kind of finished with it, but in case you guys missed it, here's how it turned out. I do all of my live drawings in this one little sketchbook. Yeah, I'm sorry if your guys' videos got blurry. I know that a couple of times during this video my screen said your connection is weak, and then it had like this little buffering symbol, and occasionally beneath like the top of my screen it will say your connection is weak. So unfortunately that's happening tonight. I don't know why, but hopefully it ends. Well, it's 10:29 right now, so I have to go because this video ends at 10:30. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll finish this elephant at some point, and once I'm done with it, I'll show you guys during a future live video, or I'll just post it on Instagram. One of the two or both, but you'll definitely see it finished. So make sure you go follow me on Instagram. The link to that is in the video description. You can follow me on Instagram, and I also linked to you guys some free coloring pages that I designed for you. The ones linked are peacocks, so you can download and print those and have fun coloring them. So, as always, good night.